Alright, hey guys. Last time we left it on a cliffhanger. I think Zuri just confessed her love for us. I'm not really sure. But I'm pretty sure she did, because she said she wanted to be with us. So, yeah, I guess that is kind of obvious. Anyway, so now we're going to go see what happens after that. I'm thinking this might be the ending. I don't really know. I wish I could stop time, or at least slow it down. Our full speed return to friendly space is going too fast, far too fast. The time when I'm going to be held accountable for everything is close at hand. Every time I walk past the locked rooms of the commander and the traitor, I can't help but think about the future of the darkness that awaits me. What if they think I did the wrong things? What if they expected me to die honorably by smashing the crystal? What if Zuri's fears are right and I am handing over the tool of destruction to corrupt politicians? Every hour of every day is consumed by those fears. If command decides that I screwed up, it might not even be a flight officer whistle by the time they're done. Kusuna and Nelson are already going to paint me as the villain. If my report and evidence doesn't swing them to my side, I just illegally arrested 2 senior officers and used a weapon of mass destruction. I need proof. I need evidence. I need things. Finally! Do you know how long I've been waiting for you to show up? 5 minutes? 5 minutes! Is it that important? More than you could possibly ever know. We have major problem. One that might be even too big for me alone. We can do it, Kika. Bigger than this entire ship combined. Pray tell. I finished translating the text of the photo Major Fusil recovered. Most of it anyway. There were a few horrible runes that I couldn't get, but I patched it together as best I could. That does not bode well. My original assumption was spot on. It was an ancient warning label about not touching the crystal. Like I said before, the information is too little too late to be useful to us. Like I said before, it isn't like that. Do you even listen to me? It's hard to pay attention when you feel the need to dramatically build things up. Shut up! How I tell my exploits is none of your business. As I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, the Oni-Leb crystal is only one piece of the weapon that was used to destroy the Shazari. The what? Did you really just name it in the reverse? Just name it the reverse in the Belladonna. Oh, that's clever, right? The original name those boring charlatans named it was Dark Crystal. Seriously? How unimaginative can you get? So the Dark Crystal is the only piece in this integrated set. Oni-Lib. I'd say it poses a substantial threat by itself, but the flowery language of Armageddon and mass destruction of planets rates a pretty significant threat as well. Excuse me? It was amazingly sparse on the details, but let's see. Armed with the hammer of something or other, couldn't really translate this. No infidels could stand in our path. Righteous fury cast this corrupt planet into the oblivion with a wrath that knows no mercy. Should the heretics rise from the ashes once more, we leave the tool of the gods scattered at the temples, seek them out with the heart of a true believer, and the universe will be yours. The key of the universe? It wasn't the stone, it was the whole contraption. We've just brought back... No! Zuri, we don't know what what threat this may pose to the universe. If anything, we should seek help from those that may know where to find the other pieces. You want to seek out a weapon to purge the heathen? Finding this sort of thing is the exact reason the SITOs exist. But who will wield it at the end of the day? Nobody, especially not the Rautans. But is our own government any more trustworthy? So, you remember your little operation a few years ago. There are some good people in the government, but there are some real scumbags as well. Can we trust that power of the goodwill be able to overcome the power of the evil? Who is righteous? Who is villainous? We can't take that risk. For the good of the nation, we can't hand over any piece of the device. We are still operating on a photo of a rock found in a jungle. I think we might need to gather more evidence before we say this is a weapon or not. Were you sleeping when we almost died? No, I didn't get an ounce of sleep the whole time. I was too busy trying to save us. Then you know how hard it was. Can we stop it a second time? A third? A fourth? We have to stop evil at its roots. So surprisingly insightful, Zuri. But this is not our place to decide. You are a security officer, not someone with a rank and responsibility to make such decisions. None of us are. Natalie is, like she said, this is her job. While she is technically correct, I do have the authority to make such decisions. I don't think command assumed that I would be making such a colossal decision. None of the stories in training ever mentioned what to do after you've arrested leadership over a crystal that could potentially end planets and intergalactical travel. Maybe I slept through that lesson, but I think the correct lesson they would want me to implement was the one on the chain of command. If I return without the crystal, nobody's going to believe my story for an instant. The only evidence of anything I'll have is a bunch of shortened out Velano crystals. The commander's report against me and the picture of a rock. I bet the food in the prison tastes the same as ship food. Don't say that. It's true, Zuri. They'll see any action that isn't handing the crystal to them as traitorous. That vaunted SITO freedom only lasts as long as their favor with command does. You can't fight the ones with power. We can't give them more. Think of the innocent people. What if one day the alliance between the Kalajian directorship and the Republic ends? They might use it on my home. You want to see the Emerald City, but there might not be one by the time they are done, Nat. You don't know that. You have to have faith in the directors. But even you said yourself that they have both strong and weak-willed men and women. Director Suku and Doichu might keep them in line now, but will that last forever? Ugh. But what do you think, Natalie? Can we trust command? I need to think about this for a little bit. I'm heading to my lab. I'm coming too. I don't know. With a major Pusille? You aren't evil, are you? What is evil but someone disagreeing with your decision? But leave me alone right now. Just because you are upset doesn't mean you have to be mean to Kylie. Sorry, I'm just scared. If I turn it over, I might doom the universe. If I don't turn it over, I'm going to jail for treason. The fates of warriors who have to decide between what is right and what is wrong. Sorry, this is some philosophical moment when we can reflect on what makes a warrior. Either I do my job and hand the Dark Crystal over, or I just arrested a vice commander and a colonel without substantial evidence. But we know Stan is evil. By what? A bribe attempt I have no proof of? General misconduct that nobody has admitted? My strongly rooted suspicion that he has been interfering with my operations? Don't sound so desperate. Even if nobody believes you, I'm still there. Why do you think I haven't broken down under the pressure of it all? My friends have been helping me every step of the way. I should have been a better security. Even with Soul's help, there were too many times that your lab was unprotected. You asked Soul for help? Since I don't have any security cameras and I was falsely charged, I had to find other ways to protect you. You were so passionate and devoted. You reminded me a lot of Pearl, and Natalie, I like you a lot. Zuri, I know you were wrapped up in all of the craziness, but I just wanted you to know. As touching as your little crush is, Zuri, it isn't going to last long when you both get executed for treason. What are you? Before I have a chance to react, a blasting pain erupts from the back of my head and the world disappears. Oh my god. Banging, violent banking, like a ship rattling itself apart. Is it finally happening? Did the crystal break, and now my nightmare has become my reality? Is this a nightmare? I try to remember what was going on, but all I can feel is a constant throbbing in my head. Pain, agony, suffering. I remember Zuri telling me she liked me. I didn't know how I felt and was trying to compose an answer. Then, Stan! Let us out of here! Let us out! Ow. Natalie, you're alright! I think I might need to see a doctor after all this. I can't imagine constant blows to the head is good for my health. I need to see a doctor before that and send him to the hospital. How dare he attack you? It was a sneak attack, no less. He got you? The command got me with the sedative, fighting with drugs. It's unfair and dishonorable. What happened? I couldn't really focus, but she mentioned something about stopping you from destroying the universe. She thinks I'm trying to destroy it? I overthrew her and used a potential weapon as a power source. I can see why she might think that, no matter how incorrect it may be. But how did they escape? You locked them up and revoked their access. I don't know, they should be as trapped. You two are a pair of idiots if you can't figure out how they pulled this off. Kigo, where are you? Next to you. I've been taking a nap. That dang banging kept me woke. I glance under the bed and see a small vent linking the rooms. If the door would just open, I wouldn't have to keep trying to knock it down. You aren't going to be able to get out that way. Then how did they get out? Who in the crew thinks we did the wrong thing, is being manipulated by the pervy doctor and has computer access? Kylie? She took the initiative to do this? Some motivation, but I know she did it. Little midget tripped me up when I was trying to talk to you after you ran off. Our lovely commander then decided to arrest me as well. But Kylie, she's an innocent. She wouldn't help them. You underestimate her. Kylie might be a shade dim and clumsy, but she's dangerous. Look, we need to have a group meeting and talk this out. We did what we had to do. They escalated, and now we need to de-escalate it before this ends with us in prison. Computer, unlock the door. Door is currently in maintenance mode. Please authenticate to unlock. Major Natalie Fusil, Special Investigations and Tactics. User not registered. What? Unable to connect to external authentication database. Currently use internal authentication database. Unlock it. Lieutenant Zuri, Security Officer. User lacks privilege mode. User access limited to user level. You both think they wouldn't have thought about that already? The only person whose privileged access she can't double with is Soul's because it's currently the shipmaster. Then call up Soul and get him to unlock the door. I already tried. They must have gotten to him already. He's alright, right? The thought of losing a friend to this madness hurts more than my head. I need to do something. Don't worry, Versino would rather bring him up on the charges than hurt him. Soul has to suffer again because of me. Hey, I'm currently suffering because of you. Feel bad for me. I'm sorry, everyone. Okay, don't. You're making me feel bad now. I'm not going to sit here. Let me out. Stop banging your tail against the door. It's driving me crazy. She's right. Banging your tail against the door isn't going to get us through it. It makes me feel better, though. What we need is a plan, and quickly. Give me a second. I couldn't think of anything. Time to see if I can put some of those special tactics to use. Okay, let's review the situation. The door is locked, and there are no other exits. There are some ventilation grates between the rooms to help ease airflow, but they aren't nearly big enough to fit through. The computer isn't recognizing my privileges because Kylie took the external database module offline. I'd have to be able to get it to turn back on. Attempts to call Soul aren't going anywhere. Odds are that after they took us out, they jumped the bridge. Soul would likely do whatever it took to defend the bridge. He's probably out of commission. I refuse to think they may have been killed. Sorry, are there any weak points on the door or walls? I was looking, but they all seem sturdy. It'd have to be. We don't want to shake ourselves apart during shift. The door locked. That's the only weak point in this whole situation. Zuri, can you get this panel off so I can get to the wiring? Roger. If you start tampering with the lock, you're going to trip the central computer. Do you still have Zuri's datapad? Yeah, so the software I use to translate the photo has an authentication database. If I hardwire a bypass, I should be able to trick the door lock into thinking that it's communicating with the central server, which would give you authority to remove the door from maintenance mode. Not bad, though I see a problem with it. What's that? You'd have to leave the datapad behind. If you pulled it to try and bust me out, the computer would notice that the door wasn't secured anymore and might put out an alert. We'd have to leave you behind. As much as I'd rather be the one to be freed, you need Zuri's strength more than you need my brilliance here. Through one of the gaps in the ventilation slice, the worn datapad and my tools of freedom. The panel is off. Good, let me get to work on setting this up. What are we going to do after we open the door? We need a plan. Duh, get to the bridge. We take the ship from the mutineers. Who? Us mutineers or them mutineers? Them! I run the connector wires to external junction ports. Finally, something we practiced in SITO training has some practical use. I should have laughed at instructors so much. Running security program and computer unlock this door from maintenance mode. Please authenticate to unlock. Major Natalie Priscilla, Special Investigations and Tactics. User verified. Returning the door to normal operations. Keep your words to retake the ship. Wake me up when you do it. Shut up! Stay behind me. I'll protect you. I'm in good hands. Let's go. We moved as fast as ourselves would take us. After someone getting the jump on us once, Zuri has shifted herself into high alert. Every creak shifts her steps. Once again, the physical side of things hinders me. I know the layout of the ship well enough to know where we are likely to get jumped, but any ambush is just going to hear my boots playing. Stop! Zuri hisses and I immediately stop moving. We're almost to the bridge now, just outside the lounge. I glance around the corner and see a very relaxed Kylie gathering up some of the remaining bottled beverages to take to the bridge. She can't hold on to all of them. She's going to be there for a while. This is the only way to the bridge. We are going to have to get past her without her raising an alarm. What do you want me to do? We're going to have to take her out quickly and quietly. Do we have to? Kylie was always really nice to me, and she's adorable. Because that's a good reason. She's adorable, so we shouldn't hurt her. I don't want to kill her either. Can you think of any way to just get her out of our way for a while? Got it. Stand back. In the blink of an eye, Zuri is blitzing towards the unsuspecting Kylie. My request that she remain silent seems to have gone to the wayside, and her boots might as well be ringing gongs. Gotcha. What? Ah! With a swift swift motion, grabs the frozen hob-on by the scruff of her collar and punts her straight into the lounge. As soon as the flailing Kylie clears the door, Zuri finishes it up with a spin, smashing her tail against the door controls. I've always wanted to boot a hob-on. What did I say about self? I thought being quick would be easier. Let's get to the bridge before Rasuna or the doctor come to investigate. With the utmost delicacy, we slowly creep into the bridge. Nobody was paying any attention to this door except Commander Rasuna lying next to the door. A pool of blood surrounds her body, a clean bullet having torn through her face. My stomach feels queasy and I turn away. I knew Sewell wouldn't surrender, but seeing her dead... Commander... Well, she never liked me anyway. What happened? I'm not going to ask you again. Hand over the command of the console. Come on, we need to get closer. Oh my god! No! Hand over the code now. Do you want to end up the same way as the commander? As shipmaster, you must understand that I am unable to surrender this ship to a mutiny. Do you want to die? Is that it? You kill me, you can't change course or regain control over the security system. You're not stupid enough to try, mongrel. Do you know what awaits you at our destination? Give me the ship and the crystal. If you come with me, you might spend more of your life outside of jail cell. Done nothing wrong. You're a murderer. Self-defense, just like when I kill you. The only person who's going to die is you, should you not surrender. Then we are at an impasse. You arrogant, racist prick. Zuri, we need to do something. You're right, as mean as he is to me, I don't want Soul to die. Besides, he's your friend. I don't want to see you cry. Thanks, Zuri. Fine, you don't want to talk to me? How about I give you some proper motivation? Stan pulls the gun away from Soul and levels it straight ahead towards my hiding spot. Crap! How about I kill your little crush? Maybe it'll be more receptive then. Move! My body feels like it was hit by a train as Zuri grabs me and dives for the cover of the navigation console. I can hear the tell zing of a near miss from the shots being fired at us, followed by a cry of pain from Zuri. Hatred and anger rip from my heart with more ferocity than any bullet. I hear a meaty thud, followed by a clink of metal hitting metal. I glance out of my cover for a second to see Soul on top of Stan, fist swinging. Not knowing what sort of state Zuri is in, I know that I'm going to have to leap into action. The pistol is mere feet from me and in my hands, and a second later, freeze! Parafighter stopped struggling, Soul pulling away from a fearful Stan. Zuri, are you alright? Yeah, he just grazed my tail. The doctor is a bad shot. Of course I am. I'm not a monster. I'm not a murderer like our executive officer. I warned her if she attempted to take the ship by force, I would be forced to defend myself. All we have ever tried to do, Natalie, is to help protect everyone. Don't you see where this madness is taking you? A warrior of Kajia is dead because of you. I'm the one who has Rasuna's blood on my hand. Protecting the crystal, protecting your little girlfriend. Watch out, Natalie. Kylie is still out there. Already taken care of. Cold, uncaring monsters. We just threw her in the lounge and broke the controls. Was it you? Was it you who broke my data pad, destroyed my research materials, and all those hours I put into Viscount Tales? What's that? An awesome role-playing game. There's more than just puzzle games? You care about your games than... You care more about the games than the people of the universe? I leveled the gun perfectly between his eyes. It was I. You've been working with the Raltons, haven't you? They offer me a very lucrative deal to thwart your operations. How much money is it worth to sell out your nation, you horned devil? Enough that we could live as kings and queens on our planet. Wouldn't that be perfect? You could trade that crystal away for more money than you have ever dreamed of. We are warriors. We don't compromise our honor to protect the innocent for personal gain. We are professionals. We do our duty, something you never quite understood. Do you think this will end here? Do you think I've made it this far without help? If I go down, you are all going down with me. Now you're proving just how stupid you are. What do you mean? Do you think after you tried to kill us several times that we're going to let you walk away? After you nearly killed Faye? Nearly killed? Oh no, your precious wolf isn't going to survive the month. Her internal organs are already tearing themselves apart. Oh? She's as good as dead. You tried to kill Natalie? I can never forgive you. Ah, the useless one talks. Leech of the group. Don't listen to him, Zuri. All you can ever do is survive under the protection of your betters. Why don't you take that weapon away from the Major, and I show you who the better one here is? Drop dead. All of the crimes you've committed. Nobody would have been in any danger if you would have had the information from the start. If I let him go, he will probably escape justice again. I can end his smuggling, his villainy, right here, right now. I can ensure he will never pose a threat to the directorship again. Soul, for faith's sake, kill the bastard. Zuri, he tried to kill you. I can't forgive that, but I do it. Okay, enough of this charade. Lock me back up again. What charade? Today you pay for your crimes. I am unarmed and have surrendered. You can't do it. Isn't it the SITO way to try and bring suspects in alive? I know more, but I'm talking. We'll get it from Kylie. Stop this. Stop this madness. Zuri, you know this is wrong. Didn't you swear to protect the weak? How can I be weaker? Finish it, Natalie. Endless. I am evil. Oh well, I'm gonna shoot him because... No, I'm gonna shoot him. There's only one way to make sure you see justice. Wait, please, I don't want to die. Neither does Captain Moonfollow. Please! I hope you find redemption in the afterlife. The shot rings out. Even though my accuracy was bad in training, I don't miss from this range. The man who threatened my friends, who tried to kill us, who almost succeeded, he's dead. I killed him. I killed a man in cold blood. No matter how this turns out, I will forever bear the mark of a murderer in my soul, but I did what had to be done. After we secured the bridge, I went looking for Zuri. For being such a small ship, she was able to find many ways to avoid seeing me. I don't blame her. I don't even want to look in the mirror right now. I'm afraid of what I will see. Every now and then I hear Kylie crying in the lounge. I didn't have the heart to tell her what happened. I don't think I would be right person to say it. I wouldn't have suspected that Kylie genuinely cared for the Steinball traitor. And the damage I've done on her heart is irreplaceable. What could I tell her? Sorry, but let him stay with the living was only inviting another potential mutiny. He might have never had to pay for his crimes. Are my crimes any less? As we dock with Duster Station, I don't feel like the same person I was when we left a month ago. Is this the burden of sorrow that old-timers said I developed? It is until I'm walking towards the docking port that I finally see Zuri again. Her eyes are hollow, her form drooping. She looks like she hasn't slept in weeks since Zuri, where have you been? Zuri, are you alright? Aren't you excited to be back? We can go get a good meal for once. I won't be able to. Why not? If you're worried about getting in trouble, then you shouldn't be afraid. If they think we were in the wrong, I'm the one who will be to blame. They might blame you, but I'm the one who didn't do anything. Someone needed my help. I just turned away. It was in that instant that I realized I'll never be a warrior. That's not true. It is. I knew that it was wrong. I knew that I had to stand up to you. But I just stood there and said nothing. I'm a coward. We had to do justice. We couldn't let him potentially escape. Let's go get some food before I report in. That will help clear our heads. I heard the deck officer's chow hall here is really good. I can't. Not hungry? I'm not a deck officer anymore. I know each of the words individually, but my brain can't wrap around the whole sentence. What? Did you get promoted to vice commander or something? I resigned my commission. I'm heading back home on the first shuttle. Why? Didn't you promise that we were going to be a team? We were going to be warriors together. I told you, I'm not a warrior. Every time I had to rise to the occasion, I failed. Your lab got broken into, Faye got hurt, the government is getting the crystal, and I let you murder Dr. Nelson. Every time I tried to be a warrior, I failed. All I could do was sit in my room and play my stupid flute. I told you, Corel would be ashamed of me. Now I'm ashamed of myself. Please, don't go. I just wanted to say goodbye before I left. I know I wasn't the best role model, but maybe you can be a real warrior someday. Goodbye. Goodbye, sorry. I think I want to go back to that backwater planet. I don't want to face what I've done. I don't want to face the commission who will make me relive every moment of this. I've destroyed so many lives that Crystal will destroy even more. I'm going to go home as well. Back to the smelly swamp, back to bad connections. I don't want to destroy my lives. I've done my part. I avenged Faye. I've done my job. I was a good SITO. I made a difference just like I wanted. I just wish it would have been a good one. Judy, what does that mean anymore? I hated that ending! Oh, God. Alright, we are going back. And we are going to get a different ending. We read all this. Yeah, there's Faye. I don't understand. I wish I'd saved right before I shot him. So much talking between now and then. Oh my god, can we go a little faster, please? I didn't know I had a fast forward button. Alright, and this time we're not going to shoot him. I'm not going to shoot him. I can't do it. I'm going to lock him up, because what's her name is locked up, so it'll be fine. It'll be fine. He won't get out. Zuri, he tried to kill you. I can't forget that, but I don't do it. He's right, though. Isn't it SITO's duty to bring back? Yeah. There's only one surefire way to make sure you see justice. Wait, please, I don't want to die. Neither does... What? Okay, that's why you're going to be held for treason in the Capitol. Let them send you to hell, you so rightly... Natalie, I don't want this worthless blood's man on my hands. Consider yourself lucky, Colonel, that Natalie is a better person than I. Let's take him back to his room, Zuri. Okay, so could you take ownership for what I was forced to? Certainly, I'll take that. Take the body back to the engineering bay until we can get a proper honor guard here. So I wish you hadn't killed her. I wish the same, but I was not going to relinquish my duty to you so easily. When the courts judge what you've done here today, you'll wish you just died out in space. You could have died right alongside me. Would I? Yeah, because nobody would have been left to stop me from ending your miserable existence. Your buddies wouldn't have arrived in time to save you. I'm ready to return to my room. Hey, you so much. All secure. Such a failure. Some warrior I am. It's my fault. I didn't think that Kylie would rise against us. I thought she'd be upset, but remember her duties. Not that. I wasn't going to stop you. I was going to let you murder an unarmed foe who had surrendered. We all get wrapped up in our emotions sometimes. I almost shot him myself. If I would have, I'm not sure I would have lived with myself. He deserves justice, but that's why we have courts. That's why we have the legal system. If you don't believe the system works, it never will. You're a lot stronger than I am. I'm such a coward. Would a coward have thrown herself in harm's way to protect me? I didn't even think. My body was moving forward before my brain realized what was going on. My body was frozen. If I hadn't done what you did, I would have died. But, Zuri, I owe my life to you. I owe it to you several times over. If you aren't the warrior you dream of being, you're still a heroic warrior to me. It wasn't because I was a hero, it was because the thought of you dying before my eyes was more than I could take. You're a hero to me. The awkwardness is so thick that I'm amazed it hasn't formed a cloud around us. I can't look her in the eyes. Feel her tail wrap around my legs, her breath, foreign breath on my cheek, and the soft pressure her lips on my face. My heart is beating harder than I had the gun pointed at me. What is this? Why does my heart ache so? The moment seems to last forever, yet ended in a heartbeat. Not the warrior I want to be yet, but I know that as long as I have you to fight for, I can be there one day. Just like that, it's over. She steps back with a sheepish grin on her face. We probably should go let Kika out and check up on Faye. Yeah. Woo! Hey! Faye's okay! Receiving tractor beam light signals from KSS Carpenter. They want to drag us back into station. Granted, it's over. We made it. The spirits have shown us the way home from our endeavors. And yes! This ending is so much better! Like we were going to die out there. Ha! One of us did, Kika. The commander should have just stayed safely in her room and let us fight it out with command. She brought it upon herself. Stow it, Lieutenant Starr. Prepare us for docking. How? I don't know. Look productive. Look productive. We made it back. Soon I have to re-establish contact with Command and tell them what happened. I'll have to hand over the key. Zuri's fears still haunt me. This rock indirectly led to the death of Commander Rasuna. How many more deaths will it lead to before everyone is done? Everything is done. Zuri keeps glancing at me with worried eyes. Even though she isn't saying it, I know the worries run through her mind. The warrior wants it smashed into a billion pieces. But I'm an officer in the Katajian directorship. I have to take responsibility for the mission. Nat, we need to talk. Stop trying to talk her out of it. I just don't want to risk letting those with the wrong hands take it from us. We know. You don't like this either, Soul. Why aren't you being a little more vocal about it with me? Because you're vocal enough for the two of us, Lizard Brain. Natalie knows my feelings on the matter. She doesn't need to keep hearing them. I don't know what I should do. Well, you have roughly 5 minutes before we pull us in. Add another 30 for them to replace our outbound communication crystals. Natalie, I just want to say one last thing. I put my faith and trust in you when everything looked dark and bleak. If you trusted me, you'd do the same. Talk about pulling out the heavy guilt hit. Those pleading eyes are looking for the reassurance of the bond between us. What do I do? What can I do? I'm going back to my room for a moment. I'll send Kika to retrieve you when we get docked. Why me? Because I have to start getting the maintenance team working and the honor guard ready for Rasuna. Not having radios is making this challenging. Whatever. Nat, I love you. Please be the warrior I know you are. Zuri, I need to go. My feet, unguided by my lost brain, take me to the site of my biggest folly. Just a few distant days ago, I put us a heartbeat away from death. In the corner, covered by a clean black sheet, is the body of Vice Commander Rasuna. I guess she would be the first casualty of my actions. My thought drift to our Ratin trailers. Rasuna probably isn't the only person I've killed. Odds are we fried their crystals when we started our engine up. Their friends and family will think they'll be home one day. They have mothers, just like me, who were hoping they'd be home for the holidays. I killed them as well. Pulling myself into the engine, I see the small crystal that has caused so much pain. It is hard to imagine that such a small, sparkly crystal rock could do so much damage. If Kika's translation was correct, it isn't even the worst piece of it. Out there is something that could do infinitely more damage. Zuri's right. Nobody should have that sort of power. Power corrupts, especially ill-gained power. Though I trust my leaders to make the right decision, that body in the corner tells me. Everyone thinks they are doing the right thing. Everyone thinks that what they are doing is for the good of those they represent. Is it my place to play judge? All I am is the major in the Space Force. I'm not a director in charge of one of the 15 sectors. I'm not the admiral of a fleet. I'm just an SITO. If I don't hand this dark crystal over, am I no different than Stan? If I don't follow my own laws, I am nothing more than a traitor myself. But is doing the right thing worth taking that branding? The ship jostles as we make contact with the extension arm of the station. I'm out of time. I need to resolve my indecision and make the necessary choice. Oh, I can't save! No! Oh, no! That means I'm gonna have to do all that over again if I pick the wrong choice. God. Alright, for the first choice, I am just going to... Wait, there's no option to destroy it. I want to destroy it! No! I'm sorry, Zuri, but when I took my oath to support and defend the directorship, I also swore to follow my superior's orders. They want this crystal. I have to trust them to do the right thing with it. Besides, I need to own up to my failings on this operation. If I come straight with the command, perhaps they won't be too hard on me. I did complete my objective and discover the risks to the universe. That has to count for something, right? My dream of becoming... I'll convince Zuri to see it my way after I file my report. She'll understand, I'm sure of it. She saw the light when we had to use it for the engine. I'm sure she'll understand now. Feel a pang of guilt as I walk past the commander, but like her, I've made my choice and I won't back down. Oh, there you are. Sorry, I just wanted to look at the crystal again. Did you make up your mind? I'm going back to my lab to wait for the radios to come back up. Finally, the report about the crystal. I knew it. You knew I'd do it? Of course, no matter what Zuri thinks. You don't have the power alone to fight back. A major can't do anything by herself, with the rest of the SITOs, you stand a chance. Relying on the chain of command is difficult sometimes, but I knew you still believed in the Force. Yeah, we're soldiers. We don't just circumvent the chain of command because we think we know better. Exactly, that's how we end up with lawlessness. I hope Zuri understands. She's far too set in her ways to understand that rugged individualism doesn't get you places in the military. Do you think she will forgive me? After begging you to put the same trust in her that she put in you, what do you think? See, she said she cared for me. She wouldn't turn away so easily. If you violate everything she stands for, how naive are you? Still, you are doing the right thing. Don't let her get to you. Oh, and don't forget to mention my role in this. You better not steal all of my glory. I won't. I'll be honest and detailed with my report to command. I did have to make a few liberties with your written report, but it was overall acceptable to my taste. I'm not surprised you still haven't developed any respect for your superiors' things. To be sure, you might have tried to take all the accolades that are sure to come from this discovery. Trust command, but don't trust me. Trust nobody where power is concerned. Going to go get some food. I already hate my decision. Ugh. Yes. Alright, going fast, super fast. We're just gonna do all that over again, and I didn't know. Like, because it said, hand it over or keep it. Does keep it mean I destroy it? I don't understand. I was gonna pick destroy it. I was. This is aggravating. That's all I have to say. Spare him. Go faster. Oh, she welcomes me. And Faye's fine, which is great. Keep the crystal. I just can't risk handing over something that could spell doom for a billion. It would be irresponsible of me to trust that power to anyone. Even though my duty requires me to hand the stone over to my leadership, my duty to the people tells me that I cannot. My heart tells me that I need to be spurned to action, this crystal, this weapon, that civilization. I know so very little about any of this. I know the what, but not the who, when, where, or how. If I blindly smash this crystal, I could destroy all hopes of understanding the truth. If I hand it over, I do not know what will happen. The only responsible thing to do as the officer is to find out the truth for myself before anyone else has to pointlessly die. I need to find out the truth. I don't have much time. If I'm going to continue perusing the truth, I will need to move quickly. With Rasuna having already filed her report as well as mine, they will expect to hear from me soon. They know I have it. There's only one thing I can do. I'll have to run. I'll have to throw away my commission, throw away the life I've known. I'll have to be a fugitive from the law I'm trying to protect. A traitor, not something minor like accepting a bribe, but a full-fledged AWOL deserter. If I do this, any hopes of fulfilling my dreams of being an admiral are shot. With a heavy heart, I pluck the crystal from the engine. There's no need to be safe now, just expedient. I slide it into a small carrying case of iron and stuff it into my pocket. I wish I could say goodbye to Zuri. To tell her that I'm putting my faith in her. I'm putting faith in myself to find the truth. I wish. No, this is a burden I have to carry alone. Putting myself in the good sights of the law is one thing. I care for my protector. I don't want her to suffer for me anymore. Goodbye, Zuri. Oh, there you are. Sorry, I just wanted to look at the crystal again. Did you make up your mind? I'm going to take a moment, hit one of the burger places, and think it over some more. So you're running. That obvious. I knew you were going to flee with the crystal. You think you're brilliant, but you are incredibly easy to read. Then you know why I'm doing this. Zuri might think you do this to protect the innocent, but I know you better. This is something you can't trust to others. This is something Natalie has to solve. Why can't it be both? I never said it wasn't. I just said which was the bigger factor. I should be going. Wait, stop running off or interrupting me when I'm in mid-speech. If you know what I'm doing, you know I don't have the time. I knew what you were doing, so I wanted to wish you luck before you left. Huh? Even though I think you'd be better off getting help from the government, I can't help but want to root for you. You remind me a lot of me. And well, I wish I could go with you. It's something I have to do alone. You're an idiot. At what point in your career did you ever do something alone and have overwhelming success? Even I'm not stupid enough to think I can do everything by myself. What an idiot. You're making me want to come with you more now. How can I leave such an important task in your hands? But I don't want to give up my titles. I don't want to give up my inheritance. Everything that makes Kika Star amazing. Kika, you were amazing out there without any of that stuff. Throw it away to chase you on an adventure that would end with me in prison. I just can't do it. You've already done more for me than I could ever ask for. We all owe our lives to you. I owe understanding as much as I do to you. You've done your part. I can take it from here. I have to go. See ya. Wait! What's wrong? Be safe. Don't do anything stupid, alright, idiotly? You have to solve this. I'm counting on you. I gave her a wave, trying to keep a smile on my face. If I can barely say goodbye to Kika, how could I say it to Sol or Zuri? No, I need to go right now. As I walk down the hall, I hastily consider my next move. The Marakia Institute has to know more about this. There had to have been a reason for the expedition in the first place. I take a shuttle to unaligned space and then go from there. Celestia will be my first port of call. I'll have to hang up my uniform soon, but I want to wear it for now, just a little longer. I'm really doing it. I'm really giving up on my dreams for my duty. I guess I'm more of a warrior than a soldier now. Sorry, it feels so quiet without her here. Like I have to constantly watch over my shoulder for the security team that will try to arrest me. Just like that, I feel a hand clasp on my shoulder, causing me to jump, and almost hit my head on a bulkhead. And where are you going? Zuri? Zuri? I can't believe it! Kika told me what you were doing. I can't believe it! You were right, Zuri. I can't hand this crystal over, nor can I let this mystery be someone else's problem. Uh-huh, I understood that. What didn't make sense? Why didn't you tell me? I'm not dragging you into this, Zuri. I'm coming with you. Do you know what you're getting into? Nope. Then, do you know what we are getting into? Yes. Then that's all I need to know. I'm becoming a wanted fugitive. I'm going to be chased by my former colleagues who may or may not attempt to kill me. I'm running off with a piece of superweapon, attempting to find the other pieces. Uh-huh. I have limited money, no idea where to find the other pieces, and the Ralstones are probably several steps ahead of me. Uh-huh. Then why the hell do you want to come with me? No sane person would. We're a team, me and you. I have faith that what you are doing is for the good of the universe, so I have to help. Besides, when I said that I loved you, it didn't mean selectively. It didn't mean if you love me back, or only in the best of times. If anything, it means more now. So I'm not going back. I'm going to stay by your side and do whatever I can to protect you. I might not be able to do much, but what little I can is yours. That's what being a warrior means. It means standing up for what you care about and fighting with all your strength. I don't want to be a warrior now to make up for Akural's death. I want to be one because I have something I want to protect. Zuri, I wrap my arms around Zuri's waist, pulling her closer to me. Words escape me, but I hope my actions can speak louder. I know I'm not alone. With Zuri by my side, I'm safe. Both my heart and soul feel calm, peaceful. Zuri, I hope I'm not interrupting anything. Zuri pulls away, a sheepish grin on her face. You are. Could you go away for a bit? I told you it would have been hotter if we waited a few more moments. That's not... I mean... You get so spun up when it has to do with matters of the heart, Natalie. I totally should have taken a picture. What are you doing here? Do you think I'm letting one of my last remaining friends do this alone? You need us. What about your wealth and status? There's always more money out there for the brilliant, but there's only one universe. That's not technically correct. Hush, it's the concept that matters. Besides, my friends are a much more rare asset. See, you're not alone now. We all care for you. We all are here for you. Even Faye wanted to come with, but she's going to see a real doctor first. Everyone? I brushed the tears out of my eyes. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah! Even I don't know what the future holds anymore. I know I'm not alone. Together we can stop this threat to the universe. We can make it a safe place again. Maybe this can be my dream. Maybe this can be my hope. For the future that yet awaits, we can go together. Ending number 5, Walking into the Fog of the Unknown. Alright, well that's the end of this episode. Sorry it's so long, but I'm just indecisive on what ending to choose. I may go back and try to find the other endings. Maybe. But I really do like that I ended up with Zuri. That, I don't know. Like, originally I was like, oh, I'll end up with Sol, it's just gonna be so canon, whatever. But then it was like, every few parts there was like little hints of Zuri liking me, and I was just like, what? No, no. And then when she finally said it, I was like, oh my god. Oh. Well, anyway, thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe to see more, and have a wonderful day.